Hello everyone, welcome to TradeVersity Online Trading Academy. This is Dynamic FX bringing you today's weekly market analysis. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also give us a thumbs up if you like the video. If you also don't like the video, please still give us a thumbs up. We'll appreciate that. I want to say a big thank you to viewers and supporters. First, a big shout out to Mark. Mark, thank you. This is a great encouragement for us. We'll keep working hard at bringing you good content and keep improving on the analysis that we provide for you. Before I proceed, I would really like to quickly talk about Bitcoin, BTC USD. I promised I was going to do that in the last video, but for some reason or the other, I think I forgot. I left that out. Quite a significant bullish run for Bitcoin in the past week. We've significantly seen in the past 2-3 months back, Bitcoin has aggressively grown from about let's even look at how far that is. Okay, that grew from about 3,200 and let's say 3,385 to so hovering somewhere around 8,600 right now, and which is part of why I want to take this few minutes to address some of you that are still on the sideline, that still skeptical about trading online. I can imagine this should be a huge cash profit for some people that have held onto this investment. A lot of us, I don't think, if you're not trading right now, I don't believe that you're ready to take your financial goals seriously, because I usually like to mention in our tutorials, the institutions, the big banks, they go after what we call real rate of returns, not the nominal rate of returns. What do I mean by that? For a real rate of return, you actually need to subtract your interest rate or return on investment, subtract the inflation rate from that, and you will get the real rate of returns on investment. That is why you would notice that you won't get the same deposit rate. What you get on your deposit or your investment with the banks is not the rate they charge when they are lending out money. All right, they always want to earn what they call a spread, which is usually above the inflation rate. So what are you waiting for? You cannot sit on the sidelines and watch price drive this high. This is a huge move. This is a significant move, and I bet a lot of people that have held on to this for quite a while will be very happy, especially if you were able to get a very good entry from this point here. Very, very wonderful entry from here would be very, very interesting. Get a buy-in from here. If you had bought at this price, wow, look at the move, superb move. Okay, so I'm going to be talking more about Bitcoin in a bit, so let's just leave that and clear all this. Then we move into the analysis of the day. Like we usually love to do at TradeVersity, we always like to take a look at the sentiments of the market, looking at the market overview. And in this section, let me zoom this in a little so you can see that. Okay, for this week, okay, this is let's look at what we have for the last report, the last COT report that was issued by the CFTC. Let me look this on Bitcoin. Okay, last report was on the 21st of May. Okay, so if you are hearing about the COT report for the first time, you should check out our previous videos. If you also like to learn more about this concept, please visit www.tradeversity.com, and we'll be happy to take you through it, so you learn effective ways to trade the markets, not just an asset, which is what most of us do. We just focus on one segment of the markets, but big institutions, the financial market, the JP Morgans, they focus on portfolios. That is why only 1% usually succeed in this market. Okay, so for the week ahead, we've noticed that let's look at what the institutions are doing. Okay, so the currencies market here, let me zoom this in again. And the market overview, if you look at this section here, you can see that the USD, they've added a bit of short and long at the same time. The Swiss franc, they reduced their short position, but not as much as okay, they reduced their short position more than that. The long was reduced also, so some sort of outflow in the market here. Okay, for the Swiss franc. Okay, for the New Zealand dollar, we're seeing in addition to the long side, that is buy side, and also a short position also added. For the buys and more than the long, they increased their long position. Also, we'll be looking at that in the long-term view in terms of net position when we begin to analyze net positions here. Okay, for the Japanese yen, last week we saw more of bullish position being added to the long side, but you can see that they are also taking out their position. They are still reducing their short position. Also, maybe did a bit of profit taking on the long side, but not as much as what they reduce on the short side. So we'll also analyze that. Euro is looking more bearish again this week. Looking at see the non-commercial guys are taking short positions on Euro FX. So we'll be comparing that with both the fundamentals and the technicals to see the opportunities that we have. But okay, so Euro will be one of our focus for the week. We'll be interested in seeing why more short position are being added to Euro. Euro has been bearish for quite a while, so it's still saying that will still continue to bear on that currency. The Canadian dollar, the short has been reduced, the long not as much. So we'll also compare that. The British pound, against the backdrop of Theresa May's plan to resign on June 7th, there seems to be a lot of short position being added. Their long position also being reduced, but we will look at the magnitude of the reduction and to see if this is just some sort of pullback or a temporary reaction to the news. But we'll still look at what the overall trend will be. But this week we might expect a bit of a push to the downside for the British pound. So we'll be looking at the euro, we'll be looking at the British pound. Last week was quite a significant run for gold, which our previous prediction on the Australian dollar was both bearish and bullish for last week. The bearish aspect was more of the non-commercial position on the Australian dollar, but they took a more bullish approach on gold. We didn't see that significant push because price still pushed down for gold a little. So we know that bullish presence bullish position will still be at play. Well, that we'll look at that when we come to gold. For VIX this week, the longs have actually been reduced significantly. More than 15,000 contracts have been taken off the table. The short was just slightly reduced, so maybe less volatility in the market. We'll see how that plays out during the week. The S&P 500 also, the longs are being reduced. The Nasdaq 100, bit of shorts, they increased their short position and their long position at the same time. So we'll see where that and how that plays out. Okay, the Nasdaq 100. Okay, now look at there's been a short and a long position also added. Okay, let's look at the Russell, meaning Russell 2000 index. Okay, more shorts added and the long position reduced, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Okay, the longs have been reduced, the short also reduced marginally. Let's see what we have for the other market segments here. Let's see. Okay, looking at the treasuries also, given the last report, you can see that the 5-year notes, 5-year note for the US. Okay, let's look at the ultra US Treasury bond, long added, the ultra 10-year US notes, the short were also added. US Treasury bonds, okay, not significant position added, but it looks like the short was slightly reduced. 5-year US Treasury notes, the shorts added. 3-year, the 3 months Euro bonds, more longs added, less short added to it. So we would need to look a further analysis. We'll see how that has bearing on euro. We'll see how the activities in treasuries market impacts that of the currencies. All right. The 2-year US Treasury notes, the shorts taking off, also the longs also taking off, was also reduced. The 10-year Treasury notes, more of a sell-off here. We may be looking at the effect of the trade wars between US and China weighing on the treasuries market here for the US. So we would, let's see how the overall will play out. Looking at the commodities market quickly, silver is bearish, more short position added. Gold is also bearish, which is in line with the long-term trend. Yes, I need to mention that if you look at year to date, let's see what the position for year to date is. If we take this down from 1st of January to date, you can see is more bearish. Gold has a more bearish outlook for the year to date. So more bearish position, more bear position added by the non-commercial. So you need to be mindful of that. Year to date also, you need to see that more bullish position, though the short position also added. But looking at what we're expecting for the week, crude oil too is expected to go short temporarily. This is just not too significant, but we'll be paying attention to that. Brent crude oil, also we're not expecting too much. Bitcoin, yeah, it's definitely the focus for the week. But like I said, I'm going to be touching on that before the end of this video. So that's about a quick overview of the major assets that we're looking at. But basically, what we need to be paying attention to definitely will be activities around the British pound. And let's see, British pound would definitely be in view. Yes, British pound and the euro, British pound and the euro. So we'll be paying good attention to that. Then the Russell 2000 also should be focused. Let's see how that plays out. Gold will also be in view. Well, what we'll do without gold? A short position added. So we'll see how that plays out. But let me also quickly take a look at some of these positions year to date. Year to date, you still see. Yes, let's see that year to date. Year to date, euro has been bearish. Euro has been bearish. The pound has been bullish. So we'll definitely need to. There's more bullish play on the pound. We need to be very mindful of that year to date. That's the cumulative positions that have been taken on the British pound. So the Australian dollar well aligns with gold. So we'll see how that plays out. So euro and the British pound will definitely be in focus. We'll also need to take a look at what is happening in the US dollar for the week. So let's quickly do a quick review. Bitcoin year to date. Let me zoom this a little in. Okay, I want to quickly take a look at Bitcoin in terms of the sentiment of the market. If you look at what we have here at this section here, the overall market is definitely bearish. They are below the zero line, so we are net short on this position. So for those of you that are enjoying the bullish run, you need to be mindful of that. Definitely, they will have most of the traders that have gotten in at a very high price, somewhere around the 10,000, 11,000. Don't forget, they will be in a hurry to exit that market. Don't also forget that this is a very, very speculative instrument, so we have less commercial inputs, more institutional activities here, so more of it is speculative. I can also see on the commercial side we have more sellers, more net sellers than people going long. Yes, we have a 50-50 divide within the non-institution, so it's just some food for thought. When we need to go into the technicals, we might see how best to approach Bitcoin given the current price. Okay, let's look at euro. What can we find on euro? I would want to touch on euro. Crude oil. Yes, but maybe before I proceed, let's look at crude oil. On to dates. Yes, crude oil. Oh, sorry about that. Quickly. All right, crude oil. What do we have here? Oh, I don't know what is wrong with my. Okay. Let's take that. Yes, crude oil. Crude oil. Let's see. Yes, the market is still net long, meaning we still have more long positions than short position. But this week, we might expect a slight decline. If you also see the movement of this line, we're gradually tilting towards the zero line. If you also look, let's take this back a little. If you take this back a little, yes, market is still net long. On this, more long than short. All right, so we'll see how that plays out. Let's see euro. Yes, we looked at the Dow Jones. Yes, there's more bearish play for the DJI. So if we look at what we have for the last report, yes, is that in line? Okay, not really, although they reduced more of their long position than their short position, so we may still see a very bearish outlook for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Wow, I've really said so much on the sentiments of the market. Yeah, I've also got some sort of feedback that the cut analysis or doesn't arch is not usually useful for long-term play. Well, although I beg to differ, but in my next videos I'll be showing you the importance of at least understanding the sentiments of the market. It's very important that you don't trade against the sentiment of the market, regardless of whatever analysis. The real guys that drive the price will always be the institutions. Okay, so you can still see for euro, it's still very bearish. Seeing, yes, the open interest has been very flat. The short position added for the week here, as you can see that here. Okay, so they've increased their short position, so we might be seeing more. Imagine them adding the position to this previous position, which has not been reduced yet. So this is still more short on the euro. Definitely, when we have that opportunity to go short, we'll definitely go short on the euro this week. Okay, last but not the least, definitely is the British pound. Oh, where do we have British pound? We also need to take a look at gold quickly, so we can move on to the fundamental analysis. Let's try the fundamental point of view. I have the British pound here. Okay, so we have the British pound for the British pound. Whoa, there's been, okay, it's sort of bounce off, so we're looking at definitely going short. Just looking at a significant level here at the zero level, the sort of bounce off, looking at the traders going short on this. Okay, though I know that the market is expecting a very bullish one on the British pound, given Theresa May's resignation, but we need to be mindful of what the institutional guys will be up to. So why are they going short when the market expects that to go long? So we need to be very, very cautious of that, which is why we won't be trading in line with the 99%. We trade with the 1%. And most of the time, we are always right when you go with the smart money. Okay, so that's for the British pound for the week. We also look at euro. So euro, we're going short, looking for short opportunities. We're going short on the British pound also. Bitcoin, we don't see basically what is driving the market. Don't let me jump. I'm so eager to talk about Bitcoin today, so I'm just going to hold on that. Okay, so let's look at the fundamentals quickly. Let's look at what we are looking at for the week. Oh, my Facebook page should be out of here. Let's see where we are. Okay, this is where we are. Okay. All right. For the week, we have a lot of high impact news, so we might be expecting a very volatile week. China manufacturing PMI for May is also going to be out. It's expected to drop from 0.2 to that's supposed to increase from 0.2 to it's supposed to increase from 50.2 to 50.4. Just a slight increase. The market manufacturing PMI final 2 is supposed to decrease marginally from 44.4 to 44.3. Okay, sorry, that's for Germany. Oh, come on, what's wrong with me today? All right, the US ISM manufacturing PMI also, so we're having a lot of PMI figures. That is also expected on Wednesday. We may not have any high impact news on Tuesday. We need to watch out for Australia. GDP growth is expected quarter on quarter. This is expected to be a positive result. But we'll try to so maybe that explains the uncertainty on the sentimental aspect for the Australian dollar. If we just quickly go back to this, we can see that on the Australian dollar is both short and long, so I'm sure they're waiting for the outcome of that. I will definitely talk about how we need to approach that when we come to the technical aspect of it. Okay, the ISM non-manufacturing PMI for May is also expected for the US. So on Thursday, the balance of trade for Australia. So a lot of numbers for Australia. So Euro 2 maybe might be looking at getting us an opportunity. The growth numbers is expected to be positive from 0.2% to 0.4%. Don't also forget that they had their parliamentary election sometime on Sunday. We'll be seeing how the market reacts to that. Okay, GDP growth year on year, third estimate for Q1 is not expected to change. Canada's balance of trade is expected to contract a little, which is supposed to be a positive in terms of maybe improvement in balance of trade. The ECB press conference is something we need to watch out for. US balance of trade too on Thursday. Germany, which is also going to have a high impact on the Eurozone. Some maybe negative numbers coming out from the previous is expected to drop to about 17.2 billion, which is still positive, but how the market reacts to that will align that with the sentiments of the market. Non-farm payrolls is only out on Friday. This is all for all the risk lovers that love the non-farm payrolls. You're going to get another chance. I hope you come out on top of well, some accounts don't usually survive this news. Well, I actually don't trade it. So all right, so that's what the fundamental outlook looks like for the week. So China, not that much news in the high impact news on Monday. But definitely the ECB is what we want to pay attention to. We also want to pay attention to Australia. Okay, apart from Monday, we don't have any IE news, but definitely we've seen how the market reacts to Theresa May's resignation expected uh, on June 7th. Those are things we want to pay close attention to. So that is it for the fundamental outlook. Now let's move straight to the technicals. Okay, so let me start off by, I've been waiting to talk about this for quite a while. This is for the Bitcoin move. Definitely, by now, for most experienced traders, you would know that the market actually oscillates between fear and greed. So it's always a tricky one, but I would advise that you don't be quick to jump into this. If you're already in this trade, fine, better for you. We're already approaching a significant level that we may be expecting to see the market reverse at this levels. Resuming a bit, definitely some people that have held at the 12,000, 11,000 levels will definitely be looking out, taking profits and exiting quickly. So we definitely we see that huge battle between fear and greed. The greedy ones will definitely want to ride this all the way to the top, and the fearful one will definitely want to get out very fast. Fear could also drive that part of the fear of missing out. You jump into this, then the next thing you see price start reversing on you. But overall, don't forget that the sentiment for the British, for the BTC USD is definitely very bearish. So definitely this looks very attractive for sellers to actually come in and write this down. If you have a very significant account, let's see how price reacts to this level at 8,807. We still have a very bullish momentum at play, so let's see at what price we get that opportunity to turn. So we could maybe look at placing a pending order around the 8,201. But overall, yes, this we may still see it get up to, let me see, let's see this get up to if we can get past 8,807 level, we might be looking at 9,441. But if you still want to continue this bullish run, I'm already seeing price already bending over here, given a trading algorithm. So we could definitely see price react at this level, or still push up here, maybe range for a while, maybe go down in line with the sentiments, that's most likely, or still see price push up to 10,000. So definitely we'll be looking at taking some sell positions on this. Definitely very attractive for a dump. If the market, for most of us that are new to this market, the novice will definitely be rushing to get into this bandwagon. But you can see that the sentiment of the market is already against this particular trend. So you need to be mindful what is definitely driving this price. So we can see that overall they've been driving price. There are more short position being added. Just if you look at the sentiment here, let me see if I can find that again quickly. Wow, this video is also taking so much time. Okay, Bitcoin. Okay, if you look at here, let's see what the general. Now we can see this huge drop. So all this short position is still yet to be reduced. More of the longs have been taken off. More longs have been taken off. Okay, we still have a very long push here. So this might be responsible for that price going up. We're seeing a build up of open interest. Interesting. So you need to be mindful, but this has not shown that we're actually ready to turn and start going long. So traders need to be very mindful of that. Okay, that's that for Bitcoin. Let me see what opportunities we have for the British pound, GBP USD. Okay, the bearish outlook. So on the daily time frame. Okay, this is already at support 1.27027. Definitely the best move will be to wait for a retracement. More of all the technicals that support a very bearish move. We might still be seeing a push down to best move would be to wait for entry at 1.28706. In our opinion, that would be somewhere around here. See price push up to this level, retrace, then bam, we could still see price still push higher here before we get to attract the sellers. Don't forget that the fundamental news for the British pound, okay, not very quiet for the British pound. More news for the United States to come in, but definitely is we're looking at going short on the British pound. GBP USD, we have a good opportunity to sell. Most of the technicals are lying for a good sell, but we need to wait for the pullback on this. Okay, quickly. I didn't do too much of. I don't intend to do too much of currencies today, but you can. Well, let's talk about Euro USD. Euro USD, good opportunity to still go short. So we're seeing this price push back up, even though we have a previous rejection here. We've had a rejection at 1.11249. Okay, at this level here. Look at this huge rejection. Looking at see if we're getting ready for a bullish change, but okay, let's see. Yes, well, we can see that clearly now. Okay, the move is still very much bearish. If we get a push, it will be more attractive to see price get to 1.13023 for a good sell. Given that we still have this trend line pushing down this way, so that looks still very much attractive for us. So it seems to be definitely sloping down this channel. Okay, this channel here. So we've seen price react at this level here. Okay, let me take this here. Okay, strong, very strong channel here. Okay, all right, very interesting, very interesting. Okay, so if that plays out, then we'll definitely be going short, because we still have on a weekly basis, let's see, yeah, still very bearish. Monthly basis, yeah, still very bearish. So our overall outlook is bearish for Euro USD. We're definitely getting to that level. We'll see if we can get price to push to about 1.12332. So we may still see price get up to this level here. So that will be very attractive for a very good sell. Okay. If the US numbers, the PMI numbers also disappoint, it will definitely encourage and align the position in terms of if definitely we get very positive news coming out of the US, definitely we might expect to see euro sell off during the week, still in line with price action and the sentiments of the market. Okay, so that's about it. Okay, before we go, we want to quickly look at some commodities. Definitely, let's take a look at gold. Yes, gold prices. Let's see where we are on the daily. Where are we on the daily? Okay, seeing price rejected at this level. It seems like price is pushing back up here. So, and we're also observing this very smooth downtrend here, down this trend line. Let's see if we have a channel here. Let's see. Okay, yes, we do. Do we? Yes, we do. Okay, and this has already attracted positions for sell. Yeah, we've already attracted a position for sell. It's quite interesting. So this, we could definitely see this play out. Still could break out up to this level and push back down before maybe heading higher, or invariably we definitely see push down to this level here to 1242, giving us a very strong bearish outlook. So let's see how that plays out for the week. So the price heads, if it heads higher, definitely it's very attractive for a good sell. So we definitely get to this weekly resistance level at 1324, the better, or somewhere around 1313 1313 level is also very attractive for a good sell. Let's see what the weekly looks like. Okay, weekly is definitely responding to this downward slope here, so get ready for a very bearish move to the downside. Very attractive. So we still need to push the price. We need to see market makers push the price up higher a little, and then continue and this downward trend. Okay, so that is that for gold. Crude oil, still have a lot of drama with US and Iran. Okay, we're already seeing on the 1 hour price has already reacted to this level, the 58 level. So we have both the bullish and bearish outlook. So we need to be mindful of that. So we may see price push higher up to about 62 during the week. If all things plays out. But we definitely need to wait and see our technicals align. So we could see price push up to this monthly support level before heading down. Price is already coming from the monthly support level at 58.1, already up at 59 currently. Let's see. Okay, let's see what we have on the daily. Okay, price has already reacted. It's still bearish, more bearish move here. So if don't forget what we saw on the sentiments for crude oil is both bearish, more bearish actually, more bearish. So the technicals may support that for the weekly basis, but if you look at year to date is more bullish than bearish. Added more bearish position to more long positions to crude oil. So the expectation is still very bullish, but overall, if you look at, yes, both bearish and bullish at the same time. So you need to be mindful of that. Thank you so much. If you have any comments, please don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you. If you have any question, you can send an email to info@tradevarsity.com. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, give us a thumbs up for the video. We'll appreciate that. Thank you for listening so far. This is quite a long video, very long video. During the week, I'll be giving you some few updates on some of our trade setup. So I'm definitely looking at going short on GBP USD. Euro USD is also expected to go short. Gold is bearish. We have a bearish outlook for gold, go short. Bitcoin, don't forget, in our own opinion, in my own view, it's still very, 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 very bearish. I will still want to take a very short approach to that, because it's more psychological than actually technical for me. All right, so I've said so much. This is Dynamic FX signing out. See you in the next video.